We are actually waiting for our breakfast, but the beauty of this breakfast is that the wall decoration is a waterhole, and what will arrive at the waterhole is a mystery to me and a mystery to you, because it could be lion, it could be elephant, it could be anything. Oh, that's a horse. The idea of Onguma is simple. You get 5-star, potentially, game viewing experiences, but it's camping rates. It's like Sanyati and Kasani. Same idea. And I'm seeing more and more of it, and I absolutely love the idea. It's 2024. That means 40 years that I've been exploring the world's most remote places in 4-wheel drives, in association with Safari Drive, self-drive safaris in Africa. Many of you will be familiar with MaxTax. Well, this is the olden version, old-fashioned MaxTax. They're called PSP, perforated steel plates. They were developed during the Second World War. They, when used, get murderously hot and bend. So then, once they're used, need quite a bit of work to get them back onto their mounting points. This mounting point is quite sensible because it will allow a bent and distorted plates to be reasonably easily attached to the side of the vehicle.
I tell you, in this landscape, your Landcruiser is really photogenic. I think every color out here, that's the color that Safari Drive should make all their vehicles. So we've just entered Etosha. So we'll see if we see any critters. In the meantime, we may have some stuff on the road other than impala, which are everywhere. They're like having our black-tailed deer at home, but the impala are they're beautiful, and they're kind of everywhere. So
we're heading to various waterholes as we head from the eastern side all the way to the furthest western side of the park over the next 3 days.
We've got some zebra on the side of the road, looking very handsome.
And it really isn't a long wait until we reach some waterholes and their animals. But the dynamics and interplay between the animals around the waterhole is really interesting to watch. An interesting thing happening here. All of the zebra, or most of them, are looking in the same direction. There's the waterhole, and most of the impala are also looking in the same direction, off to the right. Which means that off to the right somewhere there are predators hidden in the bush. I can't see them. They might not be able to see them, but they know that they're there. There it is. There's a lion. There's a lion off to the right. Can you see it? There's a lion there.
You said what, a lion?
Yes. Now that the lion has moved, the impala have become a little bit more relaxed. It's their way of saying, lion, we've seen you. You're not going to have the opportunity to chase us and catch us by surprise.
No, I did not see it.
And for the first time since I've been sitting here, the zebra have now the courage to move to the waterhole and to drink. I find myself actually wanting to just get on the back roads, not see animals necessarily, just to get away from the traffic, which is mostly French tourists in rental pickups thinking that these roads around Etosha actually a track of Le Mans. Should I do a rant? I'm sitting here photographing this beautiful springbok, zebra, it's red hartebeest. all the animals run away. Get to the waterhole as quickly as I can. Do it now and f*** you all. The road has become an absolute torture test. No maintenance on the roads inside the Etosha Pan at all, and it really just actually quite unpleasant. Very little game. Disappointment. I'm disappointed in Etosha, actually. They don't maintain the roads. I mean, I don't mind some corrugations and things. That's the last thing that worries me. 6 hours of them worries me, particularly if I'm having to fight with other traffic. I'll put up with roads like this for days, but not if I have to deal with other cars as well. Then it's just not worth it. Etosha continues to disappoint. So we booked a chalet, inexpensive, yes, one of the basic chalets at Kokokehiu, and what we got was, well, firstly, there's no path to the room. You have to walk on stones, and or in front of everybody else's front door. And then what you get for not a little bit of money, this reminds me of a Hotel 6 in North America. It's basically a cave without a view. I would far rather camp than do this. So what we've done instead is we'll make our own little campsite here. Sit down, there's a nice view, and well, there's a view, not very nice. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave everything in the car, as if we're camping. But instead of climbing up to get into bed, get into bed. Yeah. I'm not going to take any of my clothes, nothing. I might have a shower, just grab a couple of clothes here, as if that's an ablution block. What do you think of that?
I think I might just sleep in my roof tent tonight. Because all my stuff's already set up, and it's very comfortable, and I love it.
It's so ridiculous.
I'll just use
so ridiculous.
I'll just use the shower in there in the morning.
You know, as awful as this is, we'll always have Quando.
We always have Quando. Oh, Quando.
Quando.
Oh, listen, the price, the strength of the indomitable Australian dollar, and the, let me just leave the negativity out of it and say the US currency. The strength that they are means that coming to Namibia is in our favor. Would you agree? Okay. So much so that I would even err on the side of saying it is a very, very good place to come for both Aussies and US people, because we get a lot of bang for the buck here. We really do.
This is not typical.
No.
It's
but
not.
What I'm saying is,
it really isn't.
For all the money that we save, I don't know if save is the right word when you're traveling and you're spending money, but the money that it doesn't cost us to travel in this country, which is an amazing value for money. It really, really is.
Yeah.
When you look at what it costs for this place, which in Namibian dollars is ridiculous, it's still less money than it would cost for something equally as bad in either one of our countries.
True.
You had to process that for a minute, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah. So,
did,
something this bad would cost more in your country or mine.
True.
It is. We are actually getting a poor experience for less money, which is good.
One takes one's chances with booking based on pictures online. Okakoyo looks wonderful, and it is wonderful if you're paying top dollar. Now there's a water hole here that we're going to visit tonight, and it is legendary. I've been here before and it is spectacular. Let's hope that I don't have to resort to some stock footage that I shot in 2012, because so far the disappointment of Etosha has reached a new high. It can only be redeemed by a good time at the waterhole, which I have to add is over half a kilometre away, and we have to walk with all our equipment. There's nothing to show you here. I'll see you at the waterhole. I first came to the Etosha National Park in 2012 to make my TV series, and it was an altogether wonderful experience. So it has a lot to live up to. Okakoyo is on the western portion of the Great Pan within the Etosha National Park. The waterhole at the edge of the camp means that the game comes to you. We stayed just one night, and from the camp and its immediate surroundings we saw zebra, wildebeest, jackal, springbok, gemsbok, ostrich, lion and of course rhino. And this list does not include the animals I didn't photograph. Etosha measures 22,912 square kilometres, making it one of the largest national parks in Africa, with the Etosha Pan itself covering 4,730 square kilometres, about 21% of the park area. Proclaimed in 1907, it officially became a national park in 1963.
I rarely go into APS-C mode, but I have to because I got 900 mils on him now.
What are you looking at?
Oh, there's a rhino. Rhino about a K away.
Okakoyu is a huge camp with hundreds of beds, ranging from camping sites to small caves to, I mean, these are the most expensive chalets in the shop. These are the beautiful, I mean, I've stayed in them before. 2012 I stayed in one of these. These are the chalets that overlook the waterhole. You don't get a lot of privacy because they're so close to the waterhole, but you do get one hell of a view. And all of this, it appears, hanging on one waterhole, beautiful waterhole, but just one of them, and supported by a network of not just unkept roads, but roads that are in dire need of work. As you can see, dustbins in this part of the world always hunt in packs. Let me summarize Etosha for you. This morning, when we checked out, we asked for our key deposit back, $10. It was refused because, well, the key actually snapped off in the lock. That was what the deposit was for, we were told. I tried to explain that we didn't break the key, it broke, and there is a difference. Nevertheless, Namibia is magnificent. Give Etosha a miss, because honestly, it's run down, unkept, the roads are atrocious, the staff are indifferent, and the game viewing experience is nothing. Well, could be special if you get lucky, but that's the same with wherever you go. I wouldn't bother coming to Etosha National Park if I was planning a trip to Namibia. There's too much else to see. I've just taken a rather nice picture of a tree. Now this area is called Ghost Tree Forest. What we have here is the Ghost Tree Forest, a 6-kilometre detour from the main road. What it is, it's a tree. It would be better named Nice Tree. There is no forest, there are no ghost trees. A mystery has been committed. So I can do a shade here. What side is your shade on?
Either one.
Either one. Okay, even better. We have made it to Oilifantsrus campsite. This is a fairly new camping spot. I've never been to this part of Etosha before, on the far western part of the Etosha National Park.
I think it's fine. We can put our chairs there for now, chase the shadow.
Yeah. Oilifantsrus campsite. The newest campsite in Etosha. The best part about this place is it's camping only, and no tour buses, no crowds. That I think is going to be perfect. And there's a hide, there's a water hole. It's actually quite nice here. I actually quite like it. Now we are near the, again in Etosha. It's a strange thing about Etosha. The not seen it before. The rubbish bins hunt in quite large packs. They're normally in pairs or sometimes solitary things. But when I was last here in 2012, this section of the Etosha National Park was closed to tourists altogether. Quite hot. And I have a feeling that perhaps Etosha might redeem itself. Oilifantsrus has a rather splendid elevated hide.